I don't know. We're just chilling out today. We're going to watch some Around the Verse. We're going to talk with each other about the game. People who don't understand what it is, we'll help them out. People that are wondering how to get into it, we're having a giveaway, so we're helping those people out. And we're going to just go around the verse and we're going to talk about it rationally as we watch it. Now, Around the Verse is a video once a week that the creators of Star Citizen put out. And what they do is they try to be very transparent to show exactly what they're up to. Doesn't always end up that way. Sometimes I get upset because they don't do things that I want. They kind of condense them, which I am in the minority, kind of like that. I like a nice, succinct, clear video. Some people feel chagrined that the videos aren't necessarily as long anymore, but they're definitely trying to become more community oriented. I can see it in a lot of the newer videos. Let's get the display up here and let's watch it and see what's going on here. Display video. Yeah, all right, that's pretty good. And also, I've been listening to Madion and Porter Robinson lately, and their music's so good. Interesting. I wish you were a subscriber so you could link that for me, because I would go there, Sleepy. So, you guys ready? Let's watch this together. I'll pipe in here and there. Maybe you guys want to pipe in. But let's watch Around the Verse. Let's see what they're up to. Now, Ryder says, I'd say the videos like Around the Verse have got more meat, less fluff, even with the shorter videos. I would agree, Ryder. That's kind of why I'm digging them. That's kind of why I'm digging them lately. And welcome to the family, dude. Thanks for the follow. We appreciate that. Yes, when not a sub, that means you can't put song requests in, Sleepy. So you better sub when you get the chance. I know you're having hard times, dude. Maybe somebody can gift you a sub. What do you have now? A snap-on, snap-off like the clapper, says NC, for your videos to pop up like that? Yes. Yes, the tech is getting better and better here. We actually raised our goal because I'm going for the fences. We raised our goal from 2,000 to 5,000. I'm going to refurnish the entire area down here. I'm going to get new displays, a new streaming PC, along with an upgrade on my PC. I figured out the cost, and we've upped the ante, and we're getting serious business mode. Serious. Ryder the Blue says, I am not scrolling through anymore for what matters. I think what you're trying to say is that you are not going to like deal in the things that don't matter. And I'm not quite sure what does and does not matter, what constitutes what should and what shouldn't matter in Star Citizen. It's always different for different people. So I kind of respect anybody's thought process or opinions when it comes to like what is the most important thing. Like for the longest time, I was into the theory crafting, and I thought that was really important. But people like Noobifier said that it wasn't, and I got a little upset. And I thought, you know, let me think about this. Is it important? And I came up to the conclusion that the answer is yes. Because a lot of people think that theory crafting has nothing to do with any of the game mechanics, and that is absolutely wrong. Theory crafting has everything to do with the game mechanics because you're trying to find the flaw in the code. And when you do find that flaw in the code, what ends up happening is that it is corrected and that the game evolves and moves forward, which is why I disagree 110% with Noobifier. That I do believe theory crafting is very important. To talk about that in an open manner with the community helps with game design for people that are listening inside of SIG, and we know that they haven't been listening a lot lately. We're voicing up about that, and you know, we're also voicing up against that toxicity in the Star Citizen community that is both on one end the white knight. Thank you, Noriko. Thank you, Nori. Dude. Super. My good friend Nori. Oh, I can't read that message. What does it say? When are you having what did that say? I couldn't read the message. It was too small on my screen, Nori. DG, when are you having my babies? Thank you, Nori, for the subscription, man. I really appreciate you. Nori is a huge contributor to our community on Patreon, and I absolutely love the dude. He's an awesome, awesome guy. So, by the way, Nori, you weren't here for it. We are giving away a $200 Raven, and the video will be out on Saturday. The person who won the Prospector just collected on that. Who is a member in our community, Shades. Congratulations to Shades for winning the Prospector. And now we're moving it to a Raven. And this is because of our community. So enough of this. I just have to give shout outs where shout outs are due. They need to be shouted out, these types of people that come to our channel and help our community. It's why we are going to rock it. It's why we're going to take it all the way.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Around the Verse. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Josh Herman.
Okay, I'm going to say one more thing, too. This is going to sound really personal and probably really wrong. But, like, Sandy has some things going on with the bottom of her teeth that are, like, she needs to whiten them up a little bit. She should know better. Public image, you're in marketing. You shouldn't have your front bottom teeth be all brown. Now, if it's a condition you can't help out, I understand. But this is what we were talking about. We were talking about marketing and image. Now, of course, you're looking at me and you're saying, what? This man is beautiful. No, that's what they're saying. Everybody out there is saying that.
Herman.
This week, we'll check back in on player halves, get a first look at new moons, as well as updates on props and ships, but not before checking in with the Star Citizen community.
On September 22nd, there's a community-driven gathering in Mulheim, Germany called Con 42. If you're in the area, you'll definitely want to check it out.
Yes, you will. It's always great to see fans put on their own gatherings, from impromptu bar citizens to larger conventions like Con 42.
Meanwhile, the Daymar Rally folks are back at it again.
There we go.
The filthiest racers in the verse put together a Grey Cat social event over.
I'm going to stop it right there because I have nothing but positive things to say about the people that are holding this Daymar Rally. Ever since the very inception of the Daymar Rally, I was like, this is exactly what the community needs. I'm so happy that there are people out there that are actually organizing events and doing things within the game, and props to the people who created Daymar Valley. The rally, the whole race on Daymar is fantastic. I think more people need to do these types of events and get communities together so that they can actually have fun in the verse. They're giving themselves things to do. That's the way that open worlds should react. The true player versus player open worlds, I mean, the kinds that I like the best, are when players are actually creating the things to do within the verse. That is the coolest thing about gaming like that. V for Vendetta, says NC. Crom says, ouch. That's a soul taker. That tickler, Christy loves it. That is, I always keep my soul trim and proper. This is where I contain, this is where it contains all the soul. By the way, on the DGN website, we did post NC's interview. It is really funny. So that is in our Discord. Again, I'm sorry. I'm just going to do this because I want to help all of us grow and have like more cool people to talk to. But check that out down below because that is a cool group of people, cool people to game with, cool family. A lot of these people I've known for a very long time, become very close friends with. Check us out, guys. Check us out. Okay, back to this. Daymar Rally. Awesome.
Over the weekend, players were transported to an undisclosed location on the moon where they were engaged in a multi-lap time trial, all in Grey Cat buggy.
Look at those, look at that. That is so cool, man. That is so cool.
Very cool, and they got some really impressive shots there. Now let's march into the development updates, beginning with the modular and lighting teams who are currently working together on player halves.
We've already seen the design progression of player halves, and these earliest forms of in-game housing continue to be built out and improved. The developers are currently taking a lighting pass. So here's the lead lighting artist, Chris Campbell, to walk us through that process.
So the last couple of weeks, I've been working on the
Lighting is so very important in gaming. I mean, like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's just lighting. Are you serious? Or it's just lighting. Are you serious, DG? Yes, dude. Like, the feels. It's a space game, dudes. Like, you gotta have the feels. You gotta have the right lighting, like eerie lighting, or the lighting that they did inside of Hex. I absolutely love. If you guys are Star Citizen fans and you have not been to Hex yet, and you're playing the game, go to Hex. It is like it is awesome. They did a really good job on the lighting, and the way that they put it into the game is spectacular. Like, nothing less than spectacular. The lighting is the best in any game I've ever played.
The Lorville Habs units, the lobby and the Habs themselves, where the player has their personal items and a bed to sleep in. And so the first step in the lobby is we usually get a piece of concept art from the art director or the concept artist, which show kind of the basic mood of the environment and some color tones and stuff like that. So the first thing I do is I block in the main kind of key lights, so we know immediately that the player can go up these stairs. And then once we have that, then we have the Habs units themselves need to be the kind of primary focus, and then everything else is kind of detail lighting to support that. So we have like these alcove off to the side areas which don't serve any gameplay purpose, but you know, it adds a bit of flavor and a bit of contrast in colors, so that it's not just the same shades of yellow and orange throughout the entire environment. So once we have that blocked in, the next steps that I have is to, apart from lighting the interiors of the Habs themselves, is I'm also adding kind of.
And okay, so this is interesting. He's talking about the Habs right now, the habitation modules, which you'll be able to customize a little bit, which makes it feel more kind of personal towards your own flavor. I think that, like, my personal feeling is that they should really work on making it as detailed as possible. When you're playing the game, I would want it to be as detailed as possible because it's where I would be living. You know, of course, we're talking about personal habitations that you can get within the game, not like hab modules that are already built within like a station. Like I'm talking about those that you're building outposts and that sort of nature for. Like, it would be really excellent, and I've said this a few times, that if they made these as customizable, unique as possible, as uniquely customizable as possible. They need to focus on that. If they do that, they're going to hook in a lot of people, because when you're going into a game, the first thing that you're doing is you're escaping the bullshit environment that is around you. And so you want to go into the game and feel like you're actually arriving home. And the only way to get that home feeling, the only way to really capture the souls of us, the soul of a gamer, is to make these completely customizable down to the nitty-gritty detail. And if you do that, I think you're going to hook so many people into the game that it is going to be like the most, it'll be pretty phenomenal. I sound like Trump. It'll be phenomenal. Yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
Kind of lighting variations within each layout. So, you know, players might have a choice of what kind of style of lighting they want in their Habs.
That looks very cool, Chris. As a character designer, Josh, what is your relationship to lighting?
In characters, lighting is a little bit more, it's a little different. Characters are going to traverse through different types of environments. An environment like a Hab, you're able to set like a specific mood or tone, so each player can have their own different style, right? But that's for characters, it's a bit more unique because they're going to walk through each one of those environments. So it's more about describing the form of the character than it is creating the mood.
All right. Here we see conceptual renderings of Lyria and Walla, two of ArcCorp's moons. It's interesting to see the earliest stages of visual development.
Ooh, ArcCorp's moons. Very cool. I didn't get to watch this. I've been so busy that I have not been able to watch an ATV. And I'm upset because I usually watch it the day they come out. Nori says, going to make SC great again. Vote for DG Trump. Crom says, I want that dude's obey shirt. Yeah, that shirt was pretty cool, Crom. You're right, dude. Now, this is interesting. These are going to be the new moons on Ark. And that's what I talked about on a prior video. I was saying that we need more places to go. I really think that when I did a video called Trapped in the Box. I just did this a couple days ago, I think sometime last week, on my YouTube channel. And I'm talking about like how a lot of people are really waiting for something amazing to come out. Hopefully CitizenCon does that. I'll have a future video talking about CitizenCon or bust and how important CitizenCon is for SIG right now, and that they actually are putting something out that is an amazing Easter egg. Like they really have to up the ante, and they have to give us that amazing Easter egg, I think, to keep the hype train going, to keep the money flowing, or they're going to see their cycle start to shut down. I think it's really important that SIG focuses on something really, really game shattering for this event, especially since they put it on a Wednesday, which is like a complete wrong move to do. Crom says more places is fine. I love exploring, but you still got to have something to do on these places, and he's absolutely right. So they're going to be giving out another mission NPC character, and they're going to be bringing out something on in regards to more missions on the next patch, which is going to be pretty soon, I would imagine. But you're absolutely right, and that's another reason I love the people that do the Daymar rally. That's another reason why I love people who do events. Like, I love the people that make the events, because those people are taking time out of their own day in real life to create something for you guys. I think that's really important that more people do that. They make really cool events within the game so that it doesn't feel so empty. Because, I mean, that's a lot of the problem, is that people are logging in and they've done all the missions and they've fought the fights. And, I mean, you can have as many fights as you want. And I still think it's very damn fun every time I hop in. But, you know, I personally, I love to explore. I love to find new things. And I love, like, you know, watching the sunset on Daymar. Or, you know, like, I love the feels of the way the places give you. Oh, hey, Al, back for more? Yes, I am, my friend. Hi, DY, welcome to the stream, dude. We're watching some Around the Verse here, and we're just putting our 2 cents in. It's a nice day. Community's just talking, having a good time. Let's see what else we got here.
As the artists and devs dig into content that will come online further down the road.
The artists have to think about all the visual subtleties that give each moon a distinct look and feel. Wallet is a simple barren moon with outcrops of geode-like minerals. Lyria's surface consists of dirty ice, scarred by deep crevices, and dotted with cryovolcanoes that create a constant, cold, but humid atmosphere on the moon.
While we're on the topic of concept art, a few weeks ago we showed you early renderings of the new lockers. They'll be used in missions, both new and existing, as an alternate means for players to pick up and drop off items.
Let's let props artist Joel Phelps and mission designer Daniel Reynolds shed some light on the design process and their in-game functionality.
Recently I've been working on the drop-off lockers. These are for collecting and delivering cargo in the game. Early on we were working on the dimensions of the whole prop, and we found that the size of the screen next to the cargo hatch made it a really wide prop, and this didn't really work with the original concept. So we sort of re-evaluated. We decided that the screen didn't need to be this big, so we scaled it down and ended up with something that suited the concept a lot better. Yeah, so one of the things I did was design the door. We decided to go for a shutter door rather than a swing open hatch that you can see here. And this is so that when the player's interacting with the prop, the door doesn't swing open and collide with them. It's all self-contained this way. So we're pretty much finished with this now. It's just up to the missions team to take it on and implement it into the game.
So with the addition of the delivery lockers, it's added an extra element to the delivery missions. Alongside the admin desks and the outpost shelves, the player may now get asked to pick up or drop off a mission item at one of these delivery lockers. When the player goes to interact with
Okay, that is a genius idea, because I have a very big issue with, like, some of these drop-off points for, you know, cargo carrying from A to B. You know, I've never been a big fan of the A to B process when it comes to anything in any game. Like, I'm not a big fan of doing the mission grind. I really am not. But I understand people that do like that aspect of the gaming, and this makes it tons easier, because before what you would have to do is you'd have to go to the agent, and there was this very long desk, and there was a lot of glitches in that process. I mean, I still like it. It made it feel very hands-on, don't get me wrong, but I think this will kind of speed the things up if they have a lot of these machines out there that are accepting the items. I think that would be a nice upgrade.
For these lockers, it'll first check to see if you have a delivery record. If the player doesn't have a delivery mission, or they go to the wrong locker, it will deny them access to the locker and return back to the start screen. If they do have a mission and they are at the right locker, it will check and then succeed, at which point it will open the shutter up and either display the item to pick up or ask the player to drop the item off at the shelf. We use Subsumption to create the mission module, which controls which locker gets selected and also controls the mission broker record to detect when an item's been attached or detached from these lockers. So they're currently for 3.3. There's still some work to be done for the UI, and it's currently going through testing at the moment.
Sticking with props, the team is finishing the final hangar assets, which are being placed in the environments by the design team.
They've also made progress on their major location signage for Lorville, which will add movement and context to the city's transit areas.
A few weeks ago, we saw the motion warping tech being developed and refined for both Squadron 42 and the PU.
Here's a question: How far along are they on releasing all the moons, or releasing? It's Lorville is actually on. Hold on one second. Let's look at my Discord real quick. Let's look at my Discord, because there's a roadmap, and I'm just curious, like, how long until this is coming out? Like, where do they have it at? Roadmap here. Let's see. Let's get the big display on here. Let's see. All right. So we're talking locations in 3.4 at the end of Q4 in 2018, which is approximately December. To the schedule, the Lorville moons are done, says Chrome. Let's look at locations in 3.3. Yeah, Hurston is what they're working on right now. They're almost done. This has actually progressed pretty nicely. Hurston, the planet, right now, which is going to be coming out shortly here on the next patch, is 69 out of 78 tasks complete. Neil, welcome back, dude. It's been forever, man. How are you doing, dude? Thanks for the subscription. All right. Good to see you, dude. It's very good to see you. We're talking about Star Citizen today, man. We're having a nice day today. Everybody's chilling out. We're watching ATV, and we were just seeing when something's coming out here. That's great. It's great to see you again, man. Oh, good, man. Busy, busy, busy. Always busy. So we're talking about, like, when these planets are coming out. Looks like Hurston is almost done, which is good. The Lorville landing zone is not. Okay, well, you need the landing zone. That's halfway completed. Hurston Moons, Aberdeen, they're polishing. This is what Crom was talking about. Ariel, polishing. Eda, polishing. Magna, polishing. Lots of polishing going on. It's shiny like my head. So it looks like that's going to be coming out very shortly. But they need the landing zones figured out. Which, you know, if you think about Levski has so much lag. That's why we all call it Lagski. Like, I hope they're propagating it correctly. I hope they're actually, like, putting in landing pads that are not going to kind of interfere with, like, the code, the networking, or like all these people in one spot, you know. So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, like a future video about instancing and how many people actually are going to be able to. How many people you're going to need to log in at one time in order to, for instance, have a fight, a very large war, capital ships involved, you know, but B, how they're going to achieve that, and are they close yet? So I think that should be an interesting video. Lag Citizen confirmed. Yes, Lag Citizen at Levski for sure. Well, OCS is going to be love, says Crom. So what they're talking about on the ATV that we're watching, though, interestingly enough, is ArcCorp and the moons around there. And I kind of want to go back and watch that again. These are not even close to being started. I mean, they kind of nip the bud. They're just the tip right here. Just the tip is what they're talking about right here. Let's go look at those moons again. Let's see here. Let's get that back on, and then I got something interesting to talk about too. I want to look at those moons again.
Finishing the final hangar assets, which are being placed in the environments by the design team.
They've also made progress on their major location signage for Lorville, which will add movement and context to the city's transit areas.
A few weeks ago, we saw artists and devs dig into content that will come online further down the road.
The artists have to think about all the visual subtleties that give each moon a distinct look and feel.
Yeah, these are the moons that are in the patch at the end of the year, basically.
Wallet is a simple barren moon with outcrops of geode-like minerals. Lyria's surface consists of dirty ice.
This is so cool. Like, this is so cool. Like, having these different terrains and these different environments. Like, this is going to be half of the coolness of Star Citizen is going to be like what's going to be on each planet. You know, like toxic planets and ice planets, desert planets, you know, like all these different kind of variations on alien worlds. I mean, that's kind of like one of the cool selling points. Lorville 3.3 and 3.4, something out on it in 3.4, says Ray. Hey, Ray. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Let's go back to where we were talking about these.
The city's transit areas.
Let's talk. Let's
A few weeks ago, we saw the motion warping tech being developed and refined for both Squadron 42 and the PU. That's the system that adapts character animations to allow for realistic traversal of obstacles. Let's go to Mike Meaden for a look at what the new toolset has to offer and how it will factor into the design of both games.
Recently, the Active Future team's been working on motion warping. We've been working on this for a little while, but now we're actually working on the workflow and the tools that we use to implement this in games. What you're going to see here is an asset that we've put together for vaulting without any motion warp points. So this is how it looks, kind of as just one asset without anything put on it. What we need to do is actually put these warp points onto the animation to tell the game where to transform this asset. So you'll see here Miko, the gameplay coder who's actually creating the system and these tools for us. And you can see here is about to demonstrate how you add those warp points directly within Maya. These are plugins and things that he's actually built for us. So you can see him adding each of these points. What these do is tell us specifically at what point you warp, and it also gives us that data to read once we go in game. You do this the once in Maya in the animation, and then once you have all those points set up, we can actually export that asset out, and it will keep those points.
TP,
once we have those warp points, we can actually export that animation into the game. As soon as we're in game, you'll see that now the engine will actually read those warp points and translate that onto the animation so it can adapt.
So we're talking about basically making it look and feel better. Like we were talking about optimization. This is one of those things, this optimization. Those are the buzzwords for the year that we talked about at the very beginning of the year within our community, is that the performance and optimization, which we coined here, is going to be what they're going to be focusing on. I mean, because that stable kind of gameplay is what's needed in order for people to even start to begin to enjoy the game. You got to have some type of stability, and this type of design right here, this type of work that they're putting in for the characters to move over and around obstacles is very vital for people to stay interested. Because if your character's flopping around, doesn't look like it's making any sense, you're getting really negative kind of feedback just with your eyes, and you're like, why am I playing this? So this type of thing right here, where a lot of people are saying that the performance and optimization usually happens at the end of the game, I think it's very important that they actually kind of, since it's been going on about 6 years or so, they need to kind of look at that, and they need to kind of suck that back into the time frame that it is now. If you look at the roadmap, every single thing says, let's go look at that. Hold on one second. If you look at this roadmap, I know Ray says he doesn't believe in it anymore. And, you know, the interesting thing is I believe it, but I don't believe the times that they're posting on it, you know? And I think that's what Ray is trying to allude to, is that like a lot of the things on the roadmap tend to get pushed back. And that is a very frustrating thing, although it does happen in game design all the time. But in a game such as this, where they're trying to do so much, I could imagine that this is like clockwork. We've seen it all the time, where like these things that they're putting on here get pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But one of the things that I think is really important is this core tech. And we've talked about this a few times. The core tech, when it comes to, you know, even here where you're looking at procedural city rendering performance, you know, that type of thing, so that we can have more places to go to, but more so the networking. And you can see like they're not going to really be focusing on the things that I think are a little bit more important until 2019. Performance and optimization, though, is at the core tech. Like you can see it in those three areas: performance optimization, and again, and that right there is a key ingredient to making people interested and staying interested, is that stability and performance in the current game as it runs. It needs to be a focus. And even though people are saying, oh, DG, that happens at the end of it, that happens at the end of it. Well, we won't get to the end of it if we don't start focusing on the things that will help us get to the end, especially since this is a process that has been going on for a longer time than normal, because it is a larger title, because it's trying to do so much. That is actually why we have to take these performance and optimization issues and drag them closer to us, so that the game can, in essence, be a stable playing, like a field, a stable field for everybody when they log into the game. For the longest time, I was telling people, you know, why are you making a starter ship a Mustang? Like this is something that I've talked about within my community. Why are you making it a starter ship when the ship in itself is not functioning correctly? So a lot of people will have a bad taste in their mouth initially if they buy the Mustang, right? And then that bottom hatch door never works on the Mustang. Now they're going through the Mustang design right now, and they're actually revamping the Mustang. I love the new Mustang. I love what they're doing with it, and they're going to make it functionable. But that is a thought process. That is the flaw, right? That's the thing I'm trying to get across, is that Chris, especially, since he kind of supersedes everyone, and he's very, you know, he's a very big personality, is his ideas tend to go over those of the people that he hired. That he hires a lot, as instanced with what has happened on this debacle with CitizenCon. You know, we can see that that's what he does. He wrote a letter saying, hey, I actually was responsible for CitizenCon and everything, and the $20 digital ticket and that. And the thing is like, I'm sure he got advice from his marketing department, right? But you can see from the correspondence which he wrote that he actually superseded the very people he hired, and he has to kind of take a backseat and let the people who are doing the marketing do the marketing. You know, you hired those people to do the marketing. Let them do the marketing. Let them do the work that it is that you hired them to do. And back to the Mustang anyway. That's kind of in another instance where, like, promotionally, it is not a very smart thing to do, because you're taking a ship that isn't finished and you're offering it to people as a starter ship and at a low price, and they buy it and they get into the game and they can't operate it properly. It's things that need to be thought about. This is promotional. This is your PR. This is how you market. You don't do that. It's just not smart to do it. And those are the types of errors. Those are the types of flaws that need to be looked at. These are the things that need to be voiced, so that we can have a healthier game, so that we can have a healthier community, so that we can grow. You know, these are the things that need to be voiced up about. Sorry. Stuff for many veteran backers and their stuff. Org hangers, private servers, ships, over 70% of ships not on the roadmap, including S42 stuff, which, by the way, supposed to be in development for over 6 years. Craze making that case against Star Citizen. And I'm not quite sure where Ray stands anymore on Star Citizen. So if Ray, you could voice up and let us know your thoughts as far as like where you think Star Citizen is going, if you think it's going to be a reality anymore. And I would love to hear that, and I will read that on the stream. Scaling the wall looks good, says Crom. Yes, scaling, those types of things, those elements need to be in the game, Crom. Damon says, imagine if they hadn't wasted 2 years of dev time, how good SC would be right now. Exactly. I agree with you, Damon. DY is saluting Cray and saying that he's in fact Cray, which he is. Damon saying, Chris Roberts is the kind of guy who hires pilots to fly his personal, then hops in the pilot's chair himself. Yes. And he has to kind of swallow the pride a little bit and let the people that he hired do the jobs that he hired them to do. That's my point. So anyway, back to performance and optimization. That is the most important thing. Saps, what's up, dude? We were just playing Paladins yesterday, owning. Saps says, I blame DG for Star Citizen's lack of direction. It's not too far off from some of the comments that I get sometimes, Sap. That's crazy. That's funny, dude. How you doing, Saps? Good to see you, man. Curry says, to be honest, everyone I've taken backseat on SC, says Raiden. As for me, many of the promises made have been broken. I can give a list of stuff that's on my account that are not in-game. No problem to games right now. I have lost faith in development. Again, I can look from a backer from the start till now, says Ray. So, you know, like Ray invested a lot of money. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why Ray's his opinion is, I mean, I I'm not arguing with it at all. Like, you know, I'm a very rational person. I could completely understand. Ray invested a lot of money into the game, and it is an investment. It's emotional investment. It is a relevant emotional investment. You know, when you put that kind of money into a game, I don't care what anybody says, you know, like there's a lot of people that approach me with the argument saying that, well, you don't have to buy the ship. Nobody's making you buy the ship. No, what's making you buy the ship is believing in the game, the belief behind, you know, wanting to see it succeed. And there is the investment right from that get-go, right from the point. Crom says, I would argue that Chris Roberts is a perfectionist and that we should trust his vision. Then I remember the movie Wing Commander. We talk about all of this actually in an interview that I had done on my YouTube channel, and I'll put that here for people that are new to the channel. And it's called The Origins of Star Citizen. I would highly recommend that. We talk to an early venture capitalist by the name of debauchle, and there's a lot of people following him, and he is of the mind that the game will not come out. Now I am of the mind that the game will come out, but I honor everybody's opinions here. That's the point. Like, as long as people can be civil and respectful, I absolutely am open to listening to people on both sides of the spectrum and drawing my own conclusions based upon the things that I've seen lately. I have been a bit upset because of the kind of like this CitizenCon debacle. I've been upset, but I still love the game. What's going on, Bristol? How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you here. Bristol, one of my friends. Good to see you, bro. Kill, another one of my friends. How's Kill doing? Hey, my doodle from another noodle, says Kill. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. To Chris's credit, he did make one of 3 good Nick Cage movies. God of War, I think it was. And that was a good movie, by the way. That was a good movie, Damon. Crom says, yes, I am the mind that the game will come out. The question is, what kind of game will we end up getting? So true, because it's gone. There's a process has gone so long, Crom. I get what you're saying, dude. Sap says, when it's called a live stream, but no matter what you do, even if you are there in person, it's not entirely in real time, as no matter what you do, you're always a fraction of a millisecond behind. That's why we're going for the all the way upgrade. We are going to upgrade the channel here, by the way. So if anybody would like to help donate so that we can have what Saps wants, which is instantaneous in his brain live, which we're going to strive to get to, Saps, I promise. Lord of War, yes, says Damon. Thank you for following up on that, Damon. I just wanted to make sure. Did you get my Discord DM? Oh, yes, I did, Bristol. I was going to respond to that. Bristol saying that DGN needs a Twitter account, so I think that's a smart thing, and I will do that this month. So anyhow, let's get back to the ATV. Let's just hook up viewers like the Matrix. Dude, that would be cool and not cool at the same time. Okay, so AI, right? We've been talking about AI ever since this interview here. I'll get back to Star Citizen, but did you guys see Elon Musk and what happened here on the Joe Rogan show? Did you watch the whole interview? Because I'm telling you, he smoked big old fatty. And Tesla shares took a big hit. We'll show that later.
Into various situations. Once we're there, we can actually continue to visualize scenarios that maybe we haven't encountered in the levels, and we can use the tools that we have at our disposal to just, you know, drag those same points that we created in Maya around, you know, just kind of the limitations of those assets. The benefit of doing this is that it allows our developers to iterate much quicker and easier. It's definitely a massive quality of life improvement.
Did you hear the guy cough and eating in the background with his spoon? It so reminds me of Blaine. I feel like Blaine is in the background here eating his cereal like he always does on the stream, and hearing that like spoon click on the bowl. Like I think Blaine is actually in the background here.
Especially when it's using technologies like motion warping, which aren't always the best, you know, the easiest thing to visualize how it's going to work. Especially, it's the kind of technology. The idea is that it's adaptable to a large, variety of situations. This way, we can do it really quickly.
Fun. Who doesn't like quality of life improvements? Finally, let's take a look.
Oh,
Look at some recent work from the ship teams. The Hammerhead is nearing the end of its final art phase, with lighting states recently completed for all areas of the ship.
The Banu Defender has been completely blocked out in white box, and the interior has entered the gray box phase, with designers working to establish the Banu's distinct architectural and design styles.
Looking good. Remember, CitizenCon tickets are back.
Oh man, I'm so excited about alien tech and like alien spaceships, and I just absolutely love anything coming down the pipe when it comes to any of the alien technologies. I absolutely love to see what they're designing. Okay, so Ray says here's a classic example. 56 million reward J-Span Crowdstar Cooler, 52 million reward BB 12-man maneuvering unit, 47 million reward engine tuning kit Christmas 2014 reward. Gamescom 2944. These are the things that Ray has invested in that's here on the stream right now. So that just gives you an idea of how much Ray has, how long he has been involved in the game. And I don't even know if he's comfortable with saying how much he's spent on the game. But if you are, Ray, go ahead and type that in. Is that a woman or a man with face trauma? Oh my goodness, Saps. I hope you're not talking about Sandy. That's so horrible. That hammerhead looks wonderful. It does, Crom. Damon says Captain Crunch is weird. It always tastes like blood near the end. Is it because of the way that I know what you're talking about. It has a weird kind of texture to it, and then it feels like it's scratching the inside of your mouth. Totally agree. There's a weird pain pleasure cycle when eating Captain Crunch, Damon. That's the best part. It says laugh. Like he's basically saying the same thing I am. Wow. So Ray has invested, guys, basically $9,678. Holy God. Holy God. Oh, by the way, for the people that are here, we are having a Raven giveaway coming up. The video will be on Saturday. The donator would like to remain anonymous, but I would like to send the donator is here, by the way, and it's not Ray, because a lot of people are gonna go, hey, it's Ray, because Ray has donated so much on the channel. But I just want to send out my gratitude for the anonymous who has asked to remain anonymous, the donor, and tell him thank you very, very much. It really helps our community, and it means a lot to me. It really does. Did you meet Sandy, Ray? Did she smell nice? Oh my goodness, it's getting a little creepy. Damon's making a little creepy. Notice Ray said, and climbing, so he hasn't totally lost hope on SC. Ray has said that he has met them. BB is saluting Ray. Minx is here. Minx? Where's Minx? Is Minx here? I love Minx. She's awesome. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I do too. Pit and the Pendulum. Pit and the Pendulum. Cask of Amontillado. I think Cask of Amontillado is my favorite.
Back on sale. Head over to the website to grab yours and check out all the details,
Kelly, welcome to the stream,
the presentation schedule. And if you can't make it to Austin to join in the fun firsthand, you'll be able to stream all of the day's presentations live.
That just about.
Yeah, they glossed right over the ticket. They glossed right over all the debacle of everything that happened on with the ticket. They didn't even bother mentioning the reversal that happened because so many people were upset when the $20 digital ticket was even published. They really did a bad job at presenting that. I have a video on the channel regarding that.
Can't make it to Austin to join in the fun firsthand. You'll be able to stream all of the day's presentations live.
That just about does it for this week. Don't forget to tune in to Reverse the Verse live from the UK tomorrow on Twitch, where Jared will chat with some of the folks working on object container streaming. We want to thank all our subscribers who sponsor the shows.
Yes, we do. And thanks, of course, to each and every backer for doing what you do. Until next time, we will see you around the verse.
So they're a little bit shorter. I think they have a little bit more information. They're a little bit more concise, the around the verse. I'm digging the direction that they're going in. And Kelly, we missed you at the Jackbox party Saturday. Was it Friday night that we did it, guys? Yeah, it was Friday night. And then we had a podcast Saturday morning, which should be out on the channel soon. Let's see. Oh, the next one coming up is the Kraken ship at the next thing. In case you wanted to know, says Ray. Yeah, the ship cycle in itself... the whole ship cycle is kind of what I'm worried about. Like, I love that coming out with a variety of ships. They're always focusing on new ships, and who doesn't love new ships? But at the same time, it starts to feel like kind of a cash grab after a while, and you begin to wonder, like, what in fact is going on? Like what exactly you know, that we paid 200 million and we're still having kind of issues right now. Like, why do we need to keep on like grinding these ships out here with the lack of content? It starts to get worrisome. I wonder, like, personally, if he's hired like too many people, you know. Like, I think there are over 500 people now with like 5 locations, and I start to worry, like, you know, maybe Chris is just kind of bringing on people haphazardly. Hopefully not. I hope, hopefully not. Let's see, reading the comments now. Let's see, we'll save that. Sorry, I'm looking at things on my screen here. I went to bed and had to work in the morning, says Kelly. It's okay. It's okay. Let me put some music on here for you guys while we're chilling out, waiting. The next one, that's equivalent of saying, thanks for your money. We might have a game one day. Bye, says Saps. I like to see a range of clothes to buy, or outfits for like $5 to $10. I think that'd be a good idea. I think that would be a good idea, Bristol. You know, like making kind of like digital content in the game that you can buy for real life money other than ships. I think would be, you know, what happens when the game is released, right? I'm going to do a video. This gives me an idea. I'm going to do a video called Why Finish the Game? And the video's concept is going to be about like the amount of revenue right now that they're making from ships. Imagine the game is officially released, right? And those games can be bought with in-game credits. That is like chopping the head off of the revenue. You know, in fact, it's even worse than that. It's like chopping off all the appendages, the arms, the legs, and the head. You consider that they're doing like somewhere around $1 million to $2 million a day. Well, that's not a day. We figured it out. We actually figured the numbers out on the channel before. I can't remember what we said. Was it $6 million a month that they netted? I think we figured it out. It was like $6 million a month that they actually netted after their expenses. I remember doing the video. It was a couple months ago. Maybe if we kneel to buy ships, they will listen. Just had a fun day so far, says Lap. Had a doctor appointment at 8:45. One of my people called in, so I worked his closing shift. Plus, finish up inventory by yourself. That doesn't sound like fun at all. I know that was sarcasm right there, Lap. That sounds completely painful. Whew. Damon says, and the Raven never still sitting on the pallet bus of Grubs just above. Oh, quote the Raven. I like what you're doing there. I like what you're doing. Didn't you already address this topic, says Nori? Which topic are you talking about, Nori? And on top of that, I had to fast for my doctor appointment. Oh, letting us know about his entire day. He's like, these are the things that happened to me sequentially. And I'm going to tell you why my day was a pain in the ass on the stream. Everybody has to listen to me about my pain in the ass day. My day needs to make everybody else's day shitty. No, I'm just teasing, Laugh. I'm just teasing, dude. Jeggy says, they will continue. It's good to see you, by the way, Jeg. They will continue doing ship concept sales through the whole development of SC. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. But like, there's that point at which, you know, you hit, oh, I know what topic you're talking about, Nori. I get what you're saying. You were talking about the ship sales. I did a ship sales one, but I didn't draw the correlation of like what happens after the game is released, right? Because think about that revenue that's gone from them. You know, once it's, you know, it's like, whoops, no more revenue coming in. Like, here's a new ship, but you can buy for in-game creds. You know, like, what happened to that revenue that we missed so much? Because that's how we're making all of our money. Who needs to hire anything? Here's my log. So look at you, Ray, throwing around creds, man. Raining creds. The topic about if they finish the game, what happens next? Yes. I actually never really broached that topic. Nori. I think that I really should. I think that would be a good video. You know, it's a commentary video. It's the kind of videos that I do here. Commentaries and interviews and that type of thing. Not regurgitated news. You know, none of that. I felt like, I bet UC bought and alpha gets devalued so hard when the game releases. It should be interesting to see what happens in valuation. It should be very interesting to see, Damon. Lap says, I felt like I was going to die towards the end, so I bought me a whole large pizza. That's funny. Lap, you making me hungry, dude. It's close to lunchtime. Don't make me hungry. I swear. Damon says selling UC before they know what UC's worth is stupid AF. I couldn't agree more, Damon. Couldn't agree more. I mean, like you're setting up an invisible market basically, and the valuation of such having no tangible anchor. Absolutely agree, Damon. He says no regurgitated news, but what was talking about Nike the other day? I'm talking about it in regards to Star Citizen, Saps. And you know what? When I talk about the news, it's not regurgitated. I add spice and flavor, dude. Spice and flavor. I add personal opinion. I add my own opinion to stuff. Oh my God, what a concept. What a concept. I think that's what makes me different. I really think that's what makes me different. And that's what I love to do. And I love to get people to talk about it as well. Like, you're out there, you want to know what's going on, but you also want somebody's stance on something. Why watch something if they don't give you their thoughts, their feels, you know? Nori says, simply, you can buy the ship now with cash or go in game and grind it out for the ship you want. It's not pay to win because you can easily lose the ships and you have to wait for the insurance claim. And we know because of the video, if you watched it between Nori and I, where we're fighting it out. Well, it wasn't a fight. It wasn't really a fight at all. I was testing out my Raven against his Eclipse. And it wasn't a fight, otherwise he would have torn me apart. Nori is an ace combat pilot. Let me tell you something. Nori is an accomplished ace combat pilot within the game of Star Citizen. This man can fly any of those birds with amazing style and grace. It is ridiculous how good Nori is. I'm telling you, he's as good. Excuse me, guys. He's as good flying and killing in Star Citizen as I am owning it up in Paladins, for real. DG, no one has their own unique opinion if you can think it's already been thought of. That's crazy philosophical deep. LTI, you lose nothing but time, says Damon. Bullshit cupcake. Bullshit cupcake, says Nori. And I doubt wait times are gonna be days, maybe hours. You lose all the upgrades on the ships. Yeah, that was finishing my thought, is the crazy waits on the insurance claims. And the kind of high-end price to expedite it is perfect. They need to keep it that way because it makes people think about the consequences within the game if they're attacking a player. It makes people think about consequences at all, actually. Like putting in very large insurance expedite fees in the game is very, very smart. Very smart. So very interesting. So very interesting stuff.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen Squadron 42.
In space, no one can hear you ask for a refund, man. That's hilarious. Rip. You know, I think most of the people, we want the game to succeed, you know? I think even like the scammerinos, which are the other side of the spectrum that I can't stand, even some of them, the reason why they became scammerinos and troll on Star Citizen videos is because that they feel like they've been lied to. I mean, that's essentially it, which comes down to an image issue, comes down to how you're coming across to your audience, if you're being real. And a lot of times with the ship cycle, it makes SIG appear like they're completely fake and that they have not been doing anything. That doesn't mean that's actually what's happening. But appearance, especially when it comes to this genre, putting out a product that has to be commercially acceptable and successful, you have to worry about appearance. It's a no-brainer.